Thank you for tuning in to Week 8 of the Oski News State Farm Football Update. I'm Wyndell Campbell, your good neighbor out of Oskaloosa. This week we'll take a look and see with Oskaloosa maintaining that second spot in their district and North Mahaska going on the road trying to end their season on a high note with 2 straight wins. We'll come back and we'll give you all the scores from the area. You're watching the State Farm Sports Update here on Oski News.
For all your insurance and financial service needs, call your State Farm agent Wyndell Campbell in Oskaloosa today.
And we're back as we take a look at what happened in Week 8 as the Oskaloosa Indians look to maintain their position as second spot in the district. They welcomed the previous #1 team in Class 3A in the Washington Demons, and this game did not disappoint as it came down to a late defensive stand. Ethan Arnold and Tanner DeCock got the scoring started early with a 25-yard pass play to put the Oskaloosa Indians up 7-0. That coming after a defensive stop where the Demons went for it on 4th down, backed up on their own 22-yard line, gave them the short field. Arnold found Jack Moore for the second score of the night, put them up 14-6, a 66-yard pass play to Jack Moore, as Jack Moore had a huge evening, 2 touchdowns on the night, 140 yards, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. 2 possessions later, Washington earned their second score of the night as on a quarterback keeper. They evened it up with the 2-point conversion at 14-all. A couple of fumbles later, and this was a night, the fumbles and turnovers were kind of a story of the night as both teams probably would have had more opportunities to score, but even Oskaloosa ending the night with 6 turnovers didn't really do themselves any favors. Arnold then found Jack Moore for a 53-yard score to tie it up at 21-all. And then Arnold hit Bennett Spry for his 4th touchdown of the night, 4th touchdown passing, and 34 yards put the Oskaloosa Indians up 28-21. With 1:28 remaining, the Washington Demons scored and elected to go for 2, and the Oski defense stood strong and denied the 2-point conversion, were able to recover the onside kick attempt and run out the clock as the Indians solidified their second position in that district with only 1 loss and 1 week to play as they'll go on the road to West Burlington, Notre Dame. Some offensive leaders from the week: Arnold 13 for 18 passing, 265 yards, 4 touchdowns. Moore caught 2 of those touchdowns, 4 receptions for 140 yards. Bennett Spry, 4 receptions for 67 yards and a touchdown. Tanner DeCock got the other lone touchdown on the evening, and Blake Alsop rushing 17 rushes for 87 yards. Defensive leaders on the defensive side of the ball: Jack Moore, again, a huge night for Jack. 13 tackles for Jack, 12 tackles for Vincent Ramirez. Van Veldhuizen ended the night with 11 tackles, and Bennett Spry 10, as the Oskaloosa Indian defense came up with a big play toward the end of that game to solidify the victory there. Again, they go on the road to West Burlington, Notre Dame as they will wrap up, the Indians will be back at home with West Burlington Notre Dame as they look to wrap up their season, and they've already solidified that second position, but look to continue their winning ways. There's only 2 losses on the season and a good bounce back for this Indian team and first-year head coach Jake Jenkins. We'll take a break real quick. We'll come back and look at the North Mahaska Warhawks as they were on the road at Winfield Mount Union to take on the Wolves. You're watching the State Farm Sports Update here on Oski News.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Wyndell Campbell is there for you. Call 641-673-4462 today for the service you deserve.
And we're back to take a look at the North Mahaska Warhawks as the Warhawks looking to end their season on a high note. Went on the road, took the long bus ride to Winfield Mount Union. A defensive struggle most of the night. Game went into halftime 0-0, into the 4th quarter 0-0. But the Warhawks victory was able to be solidified on a 22-yard field goal by Jacob Sampson with a little over a minute to play in that game, and then the Wolves not able to get anything going. So the North Mahaska Warhawks moved their season to 3-5, and they'll go on the road and end it at Cardinal of Eldon down around the Ottumwa area. And some connections in that game as previous assistant coach Nick Arrett, the son of the old head coach, Steve Arrett, is the head coach now down at Cardinal. So a lot of North Mahaska Warhawks will be traveling to see that one. The Warhawks look to end their season with 2 straight victories as first-year coach Cass Stubbs looks to end their season at 4-5 if they get the victory here this week. We'll take a look at some of the other scores in the area. All of these week number 8, week 6 of their district play. The Central Lee Hawks 38 out on the road at Centerville Big Reds 28. They took a victory from the Big Reds. The Albia Blue Demons, another defensive battle there as the Sheraton Chargers took took a game, the War on 34, as they call it. The Sheridan Chargers take it 10-7 over the Albia Blue Demons. The Davis County Mustangs got upended by the PCM Mustangs. The Battle of the Mustangs and PCM in sole possession of first place in that district, playing really good football right now in Class 2A. Expect to see them in the playoffs for a couple weeks to come. Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont Rockets go on the road and take a victory from the Clark Indians, 34-20. Bondurant Farrar Blue Jays 28, Knoxville Panthers 12. The Colonesco Royals take a win from the Moravia Mohawks. That game at Moravia, 54-42. Moravia trying to stick to that second spot in the district, but downing a game there as well. The John F. Kennedy Cougars 43, Ottumwa Bulldogs 0. It's been a rough season in Ottumwa as the Bulldogs trying to get their first victory of the season, and they'll try and do that again here this week. Pella Christian rolls again, 56 on the road at Central Decatur Cardinals, 56-6. They take the victory there going into the final week of the season, 8-0, and Coach Kakmarinsky and that team looking forward to the playoffs here in a couple weeks. Pella Dutch take it to North Polk Comets at home, 41-13, get the victory there as the Pella Dutch remain unbeaten. Twin Cedar Sabres 68, the Seymour Warriors 12. Coach Aaron Ospaw and the Twin Cedars Sabres again continue to roll in their season as they go into week number 9 undefeated at 8-0. Look forward to the playoffs. The Wayne Falcons on the road at Murray Mustangs take a victory 78-14. His last couple scores in 8-man football where they score early and often kind of look like some basketball scores on the other side. Montezuma Braves, their last home game, senior night there. The Cardinal Comets come to town and the Monty Braves take that game 47-8. Now that's significant because the Montezuma Braves will be going into week number 9 as they go on the road to Linville Sully as they take on the Hawks for what will be for first place in that district as they sit in the second place game there. If they do end up not beating Linville Sully Hawks, it could come down to point differential between them and New London in Class A District 6 action. Mount Pleasant Panthers drop one to the Fairfield Trojans, 35-28. Melcher Dallas Saints 6, HLV Warriors 62. HLV sitting at that second position in the district that Twin Cedars is leading right now. BGM Bears 72, Colfax Mingo Tigerhawks 0. And the last score in the area, Sigourney Kyoto Cobras 40, Wapello Indians 12. As Sigourney Kyoto sits in that second position in their Class 1A district as well. Kind of a perfect storm, if you will, as Iowa City, Regina, Sigourney, Kyoto, Cobras, and the Pella Christian Eagles. Eventually, one of those teams is going to have to match up in the first couple of rounds of the playoffs. So we'll look and see where the state guys set that up and where that game's going to play. So we're either probably going to have Sigourney Kyoto have to replay Iowa City, Regina like they did in the district, or Pella Christian's going to have to play one of those teams. In my opinion, I think that game should be one for the Dome. I don't think that's one that should be in one of these lower rounds. So, but that's a look at what happened in week number 8. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and take a look at what's going to happen in week number 9. You're watching the State Farm Football Sports Update on Oski News.
Well, I love it.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede.
I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Wyndell Campbell in Oskaloosa today.
And we're back as we take a look forward to week number 9 on Friday Night Lights and see what's getting ready to happen. Again, Oskaloosa will be at home as they end their season. West Burlington, Notre Dame, hopefully not their last home game of the season as they look to pull a home game hopefully in the playoffs. But that one, they have solidified that second position. This will just kind of give them a little bit of a bounce into the playoffs and hopefully end the season on a win. Looking at it from a standpoint of first-year head coach Jake Jenkins, they can end the season 7-2. A very big victory for them just coming in and then turning some things around and getting that offense working with Ethan Arnold and his receivers. North Mahaska look to be on the road. I'll be covering that one. We'll be at Cardinal of Eldon as they finish up their Class A District number 6 action. Me and Cousin Ed will have that game for you. 6:50 pregame, kickoff at 7 o'clock on KIIC.5. If you download the free Thunderbolt app, or download or pull up KIICradio.com. We are feed number 5. We'll have that game for you on Friday night. A look at some of the other area teams as they wrap up their district play. Davis County Mustangs will be at Albia Blue Demons. Albia Blue Demons looking to win their season on a win as it has been a struggle this year for them. Sheridan Chargers on the road at Central Lee Hawks. Knoxville Panthers will go on the road to Grinnell Tigers as they wrap up their season. Moravia Mohawks at the Melcher Dallas Saints in 8-man football. Ottumwa Bulldogs will be on the road at Iowa City West Trojans as they look for their first victory of the season, and not an easy draw for them as they head up to Iowa City West. The Danville Bears will be on the road at the Pekin Panthers. That game probably not going to happen as Danville was to cancel the rest of their season due to injury earlier on. The Woodward Granger Hawks go on the road to Pella Christian Eagles as Pella Christian looks to wrap up their first undefeated season. Coach Kakmarinsky and that offense. The Pella Dutch on the road at the Nevada Cubs. Pella Dutch looking to wrap up an undefeated season as well. The HLV Warriors and then Twin Cedars Sabres. That game going to be at Twin Cedars. That's going to be for first place in that district as both of those teams coming as undefeated on the season. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say Twin Cedars Sabres at home get the nod on that one as well. East Union Eagles will be on the road at the Wayne Falcons. Again, another 8-man game. Montezuma Braves at the Linville Sully Hawks. And this has a lot of playoff implications just from the standpoint of if Montezuma is able to pull out the victory, they will take the district. Linville Sully will be right there in that second place position, and New London's going to be the team on the outside looking in. Again, this is the first year where just the top 2 teams from the district will make the playoffs, and there will be a couple of wild card picks, 2 teams not in their district or not winning their district that will be picked for the playoffs. Solon Spartans will be on the road at the Fairfield Trojans. The Meskwaki Settlement Warriors go on the road to Seymour as they battle the Warriors. The North Tama Red Hawks will be on the road at BGM. Tri-County Trojans on the road at Colonesca Royals. The Wilton Beavers will be at Sigourney Kyoto as the Cobras look to wrap up their district play and look forward to playoff football as well. And then the final game, the Centerville Big Reds will be at Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont as the Rockets look to finish up their season. So that's all for what's getting ready to happen on week number 9. Stay tuned for next week as we'll wrap up week 9 and take a look at the first week of playoffs. On Friday Night Lights, you're watching the State Farm Sports Update. I am your good neighbor agent, Wyndell Campbell out of Oskaloosa. Stay tuned for the Oskaloosa News Playoff Edition as we'll come back to you here next week. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for week 1 of the playoffs.